don't want to do either of those things.
Yeah, but if you had to, though.
I mean, I don't know much about... I know the story of 50 Shades of Grey just because I've seen reviews and outside of the BDSM of it, him as a person is just an arsehole because he makes her sign this contract about their relationship before they go into it. My understanding of BDSM is that you're not when they're doing the stuff, they're in they have those strict power structures of I'm in charge, you call me master, and unless you say the safe word, I won't stop. But outside of that, in their normal day-to-day relationship, they still treat each other like equals.
Yeah, exactly. You don't get into a relationship with someone and be like, right, so I'm in control of you and every aspect of your life, so just sign.
And you have to walk around on the floor with a leash while we meet my parents.
While we meet your parents. Oh, isn't she good? What are you doing, Gemma? Why are you on the ground there? She's not allowed to speak. She's been a very bad girl this week. She's naked. You've brought our daughter around naked with a ball gag in her mouth. What's wrong with you? Gemma, please break up with this guy. She can't. She signed a contract with me. She's got to stay with me for at least 6 or 7 years before the contract's voided and she has to re-sign. Nothing she can do, really. Anyway, we'll be round for Christmas dinner.
we can leave her a little bowl in the corner that she can eat out of. I mean, that's my understanding of BDSM.
We set the scene. We have a choice. We must decide on the correct answer. I'm Kyle.
And I am Nathan.
And this is If You Had To, though. So, Nathan, I think we should say straight away, we should point it out, because everyone's going to be wondering about it, and everyone's going to know, I now wear glasses.
You do now wear glasses, and everyone will be asking about that. Everyone, just from the sound of your voice, you now sound like the wisdom that can only come from a man that wears glasses.
Exactly. I mean, I put these glasses on, and my intelligence went up times 10. And people know from the sound of my voice that I'm wearing glasses.
He now has that commanding presence and other word that means presence that I can't think of right now. I'm not as smart as Carl because I'm not wearing glasses. He knows the word, but he doesn't want to share it with us.
I know. See, we people that wear glasses, we're a very secretive race.
Your ways are mysterious to me. Curse my good eyesight.
Exactly. I used to look down on people who wore glasses, but now I see.
Now you see. I thought there was more to the sentence, but again, because I'm not wearing glasses, I didn't understand that sentence. This only works for people who genuinely need to wear glasses. Those hipsters wearing glasses, or people wearing sunglasses, or Elton John, they don't get it.
Elton John.
Does he genuinely need to wear glasses? He might genuinely need to wear glasses. I've not investigated Elton John's eyes enough.
No, we should look into that. And people who wear just the frames with the glass poked out, those people don't know what they're doing.
That works the opposite of your glasses. That makes them dumber.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're dumb in the first place to do that. But no, I am. I said 10 times, didn't I? But I think it's more like 100 times more intelligent now. I feel it, and I understand the true blight of the glasses wearer, and I can now speak for my kind.
I mean, those are all the benefits that come from wearing glasses. The downside is that now talking to me, you can actually see what I look like, and our friendship has been horribly damaged.
Yeah, I have had to put a big cloth over my computer screen just to hide your face.
And you insisted that I wear a tea towel over my face as well, just for double protection.
I got you to wear a Quasimodo mask, just to improve you slightly.
To give me an air of dignity that I didn't quite have before.
Exactly. So the premise of the show is that we create scenarios for each other, resulting in 2 possible outcomes. We'll discuss each outcome's pros and cons and decide definitively on the correct answer. And
now that Carl's wearing glasses, we know for a fact that this will be the best correct answer possible.
Yeah, I mean, before
it was correct, but it wasn't as good. It wasn't as goodly correct.
It wasn't as correct.
Yes. The correctness has been amplified by a percentage of 5 squared to the power of love.
Exactly. Like before, the podcast was quite intellectual, and people listened to it. It was quite a highbrow show, but now I've just taken it to the next level.
Exactly. Obviously, we know all our listeners are sitting, wearing their dressing gowns, smoking a pipe, sitting in front of a roaring fire. Possibly the fire's gotten out of control and burned their house down, but still, it's quite a dignified expression. They've got a glass of shandy in one hand.
Shandy? Shandy? Was that the most posh drink you could think of? A shandy? Lager and lemonade mixed?
Is that not a posh drink?
No! Sherry maybe? Or brandy? But not shandy.
Sherry was probably what I was thinking of.
A shandy's nice on a hot summer's day. Sitting out on a deck chair.
I'm sorry, Carl. I'm not as sophisticated as you, as we've established. Now that you're a glasses wearer, you know everything.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I know so much that I know exactly what's happened to you this week, Nathan.
You put the glasses on, and it was like Keanu Reeves when he discovered karate. You just instantly knew.
Yeah, I don't know how I know things. I just put the glasses on and suddenly I know everything.
Okay, so I obviously know what happened to me this week, but I'm sure the listener is dying to know. I just said the listener.
The listener? You're optimistic.
The one single person. And that's only because they're tied up in your basement, so they can't get away.
I just make them listen to this podcast on a loop. They just pray. They pray for the next episode to come out because then an extra half an hour's added to it.
I mean, we have had a request from Guantanamo Bay to sell them our podcast.
So yeah, anyway, this week, Nathan, you were sitting at your computer, checking your emails like a good responsible boy, when suddenly you see an amazing-looking email, and it's an email from a Nigerian prince.
The best kind.
And the email reads as this.
Surely you should have said the email reads as thus. That was a wasted opportunity.
Don't correct me. I know exactly what I mean to say. Don't try and offend us glasses wearers. We're a very vengeful race.
I'm sorry, you're right. I am not worthy.
So as I was saying, Nathan, your email reads as thus. To my handsome friend in America, I am a wealthy Nigerian prince and have godzillions of gold, dollars, rupees and pounds sterling that I no longer need. I am very happy to be giving them over to you as I saw your Instagram profile and found it very alluring. My email is no joke and not a con trick. I am a real prince with vast fortunes that you cannot afford to pass up my opportunity. But please hurry. My greedy son is after my fortune, and I fear he may kill me very soon. I would like to offer you my fortune before I am surely murdered. There is a small transfer fee of £5,000 sterling that you must make to me, so that I can transfer your new big fortune. It is a small price to pay for eternal happiness. Please email me back with your credit card information and passport photo, so I know you are not trying to scam me. Bless you, my buxom beauty, and send my 5,000 soon. Love, your wealthy Nigerian prince.
What a lovely, lovely man.
Yeah, so you get this email and you think, wow, I'm going to be loaded soon. I'm going to have all of this.
And I feel really good about myself as well, my buxom beauty.
He saw your Instagram profile and he found it very alluring. So yeah, you get this email and you think, right, I better send over this 5,000 as soon as possible. You check your pockets, but you don't have £5,000 on you.
No, I looked down the back of the sofa. Unfortunately, I only had 4,000.
And you needed that for shopping.
Exactly. I needed it to buy turkey
and crackle pops and frisbee biscuits.
Yes.
And knickknacks and doodahs.
Exactly.
And you know that the banks will only let you take out £300 at a time, so that's no good either.
Yes, they only let me take that out after the last time they loaned me the money, and I used it to wage a war on orphans. After that, they don't like to loan me that much since then.
Yeah, so you think, what am I going to do? I need to transfer this 5,000 to this guy and send him my passport and credit card information as soon as possible.
Of course, he told me that it was urgent.
Yeah, his son's going to kill him.
I know. It's not only am I doing this to get the money, but also I know this man needs my help. mainly the money, but partly 1% of it is due to being a good person.
Exactly. And that is why you were selected, I think, because of your goodness and your honesty.
I mean, you can really tell how good a person I am through my buxom looks.
So you think the only way I'm going to make £5,000 in a day is to do a crazy YouTube stunt.
Of course.
So you go down to the local skate park where the people gather who are in the know about YouTube. Like, all skaters know about YouTube videos and how to make money. And so you go down to the local skate park where you see these two guys, or two people. You find Justin and Roxanne.
But I'm not going to assume which one is a woman and which one is a man, because that would be sexist.
Yeah, exactly. But they've got like punky hairstyles, and they're doing like kick flips and 680s and 120s and
712s and 7-ups, donkey's cradles.
So you see them, and they're like, you say to them, look, I need to get £5,000 as soon as possible. What sort of YouTube video is going to give me enough views and monetization that will get me this money?
And I know these are the right people to ask, because they're skating with solid gold skateboards.
Exactly. They've got the YouTube award for 1 million subscribers. They know what they're doing.
They've also got a bunch of broken bones because they're skating with solid gold skateboards.
Yeah.
It's a status symbol that's also incredibly dangerous.
But that also helps them get more views, because every time they break a bone, that goes up on YouTube and people love it.
People do love seeing people get hurt. This is true.
So they say to you, like, man, to get £5,000, there's only two possible things that you could do.
What a coincidence. There's only two things of all the numbers.
Yeah. And they say, number one, okay, is we've got this tank over there, and it's filled with sharks. We just keep it around because it looks cool and the kids like it.
Are they skater sharks?
No, they're just sharks, just regular, very toothy sharks. But they haven't eaten for a few weeks because, you know, they're kids. They forget to feed them.
I can't tell you the number of times my parents forgot to feed me and left me in a tank alone with some skaters.
In a tank? They just they thought like most kids get put in a playpen, and they were like, nah, just dump little Nathan in a tank.
Yes.
That way he can look out at the world.
But not actually go out into it.
But then if it rained, would you, like, start to drown?
I had my face pressed against the glass, seeing all these other kids playing with their friends while I was trapped inside a tank.
These skater kids say, what we'll do is we'll put a ramp one end, a ramp the other end. All you got to do is go up on this skateboard and jump the sharks. That's option number one. And it's, you know, it's pretty dangerous, but if you want the 5,000, that's one of the options. Second option, they take out a giant blade and they say, second option, chop off your non-dominant hand.
Wow, these skaters are really intense.
They know what sells on YouTube.
Oh yeah, I mean, the number of times I've been going through YouTube and I found a video of people getting eaten by sharks or chopping off their own hands. Wow, I can't tell you. You know, one minute I'm watching some Star Trek YouTube videos. The next, this man chopped off his own foot.
Yeah, you know, you're watching a cute kitten video, and then suddenly it will say, watch next. Guy chops off his own leg.
A kitten doing skateboard tricks over a shark tank.
That would get you more than 5,000, but you don't have time to get a kitten.
It would, but we don't have the time to. We don't have the time to find a kitten. This Nigerian prince needs my money now.
Yeah, and you are desperate to help him out
and to get his fortune,
and to get his vast fortune, obviously. Yeah,
but also to help him out and get his fortune.
Yeah, I think you said that.
I just didn't want you to forget that I want his fortune.
But luckily, there's doctors and nurses there because they're always breaking their legs with their golden skateboards.
Are the doctors and nurses also skaters?
Yes, they all have their own skate. They're not as good as the gold-plated YouTube kids.
They're radical dudes. These nurses.
Oh yeah, they're going up on the ramps, doing their kick flips and back flips. Just one doctor with a stethoscope round his neck just flies past you going, "Cowabunga, man! Party on, dude!" The skate park is a crazy place.
I mean, this alone sounds like it could be a YouTube video that could get me a lot of money.
Unfortunately not. You would probably get a couple of hundred maybe for the crazy
You're right,
skate park.
the skateboarding doctors and nurses market just isn't as... these damn millennials have ruined doctor and nurse skateboarding market. Back in my day, that used to be a thriving business.
So yeah, you've got a choice to make, Nathan. Are you going to try... How confident are you at skateboarding, first of all? Have you ever skateboarded in your life?
I don't think so. In fact, in fact, I know I haven't. I don't know why I said I don't think so, as if it's something you'd forget. I can't remember the last time I was near a skateboard, to be honest. The most vivid memory I have of skateboards is from Back to the Future.
Yeah, and he did that pretty easily.
Oh yeah, it looks so easy. So, by that logic, I should be able to do this.
Yeah, all you've got to do is jump this tank of sharks.
How wide is the tank of sharks? Bear in mind, I don't understand meters. So measure it by how many curly whirlies. I know curly whirlies. How many curly whirlies can fit across this shark tank?
What, width-ways?
Which way is the long way?
Length.
Lengthways. Length.
Yeah. I would say 10 curly whirlies long.
Sorry, now I'm just thinking about 10 curly whirlies and I can't think about anything else. But if I get that fortune, I can buy at least 10 curly whirlies. So now I'm even more motivated than ever.
So what are you thinking?
I mean, wow, this is a serendipitous turn of events I found myself in. That is not the correct use of that word, is it?
It depends.
Depends on if you care about being correct. I don't know how I do skateboarding over a tank of sharks. But I also really don't want to chop off my left hand.
And that's your non-dominant hand, your left hand.
Yeah, I'm right-handed. I mean, I can use cutlery with either hand, so I'm slightly ambidextrous. But I draw with my right hand, so I definitely want to chop that hand off. Yes.
No, your drawing hand would be saved, but you would lose your
left hand.
You would lose your left hand, yeah.
But with this fortune, I get the £5,000. I send it to my friend, the Nigerian prince, and he suddenly makes me the richest man in the world.
Oh, guaranteed, yes.
Practically instantly.
Practically.
And with that, I could buy myself a bionic hand. You know, it could light up, it can glow in the dark, it can sing, and what's other cool stuff it can do? Tell the time in Sweden. When you think of bionic technology, that's what you really want, isn't it?
To tell the time in Sweden, yeah.
Yes.
That's always been the dream.
There's no other way. There is absolutely no other way than having a bionic hand to tell what the time is in Sweden. I've checked. I keep asking people on the street, do you know what time it is in Sweden? And they all say no.
It's as if they don't care.
Exactly. So that concludes my study, and I've decided, based on that 3-person survey that I carried out in the streets of Basingstoke, that no one knows what the time is in Sweden, even the Swedish.
That's terrible.
They live in a place that has no time.
So you would get yourself a bionic hand if you chopped off your hand.
That would be one of the things. Yes, the causation there. You have to chop off your hand first to get the bionic hand.
But if you jumped the sharks, if you managed to successfully jump over the sharks, then no damage would befall you. And like best case scenario, you jump the sharks and you're absolutely fine. You get your 5,000, no problem.
And then I could afford to chop off someone else's hand and give them a bionic hand and have them as my servants.
You wouldn't have to suffer one little bit.
No, and then they could tell me what the time is in Sweden.
Exactly.
My lifelong goal of knowing what the time is in Sweden will finally be achieved.
Exactly. But it's like, no matter which one of these you go for, you're going to be able to afford your Sweden telling time technology.
Which up to this point has only been a theory.
It's been a pipe dream, to be honest, hasn't it?
Exactly. I'd have to use the money to fund the technology, to fund the scientists, to explore and study this.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The strange phenomenon of Swedish time. But yes, chopping off my own hand would be a bit drastic.
Painful.
Painful, yes. It would take a while as well. What kind of blade have they given me?
They've got a pretty sharp blade. It's like one of those chef's blades where they can just slice through a cow in like one swipe.
But don't you need to be pretty strong to chop through bone?
Not with this knife. It'll glide through like butter.
Oh, that's nice to hear. That's. I'm glad to know that it won't be. I won't be.
It won't be hacking away, no.
I won't be hacking. Yeah, it won't be like not a chainsaw, a hacksaw, where I'll be hacking away at my bone for the next half hour. That might not be as interesting a YouTube video, a half hour of me chopping off my own hand, tears coming out of my face.
I don't know, maybe it's the suspense that gets them, though. It's like you build up to it over the half hour. You're like slowly getting there and like, oh, he's almost there. Is he going to pass out first? He's going green.
And also a half-hour YouTube video would have a lot of adverts, so...
You would make more money, yeah. You might make more than 5,000.
So halfway, 10 minutes in, I'm going, oh my god, I'm in so much pain! Have you tried Squarespace? Oh, no, it can be one of those YouTube videos where I'm the sponsor. I get sponsors, so I do an in-video advert. So 10 minutes in, I'm chopping off my own hand and go, you know what this makes me think of?
Pastrami!
Come see Gerardino's pastrami shop.
Sliced directly in front of you. Oh, smell that bacony smell.
Yum, yum, yum.
Inside, you're just screaming.
Oh, no, perfectly tailored advert would be gloves. I'm wearing a glove and then chopping through the hand. Do you want a glove like this?
Either that or it would be an advert for singular gloves. Do you just have one hand? Buy the single glove.
Imagine what this glove would look like if it wasn't covered in my blood. So that's one YouTube video that would be massively successful and no one would have any problems with whatsoever.
But would you want to chop off your own hand? Would you prefer to chop off your own hand or jump over a tank of sharks?
Well, if I were to jump over a tank of sharks, and it's a 10 curly-whirly long tank, there are perils involved in that, where I could potentially not make the triple, UB40 trick shot and spin around in the air and land perfectly on the other side.
Yeah, that was best case scenario.
Yeah, exactly. 99 out of 100 times I obviously perfect the technique, but there's a 1 in 100 chance that I may fall into the tank of hungry sharks.
There is that, and they're very hungry.
They are, even hungrier than hippos.
That should be a board game, Hungry Sharks.
And then in commas, hungrier than hippos underneath. But, yeah, I mean, if I fell into the tank of sharks, that would get a lot of views.
It would, but you might die.
I then need a bionic body because I'd have at every part of me but the head.
Yeah.
Oh, that is really quite tricky, actually. There's the certainty of losing my hand versus the possibility of losing my entire life.
Yeah, or, flip side of that, surviving, doing an awesome jump, being known worldwide for doing that awesome jump, and not having to have cut off your hand. I
think I'm going to take a leap, or it's not really a leap, is it? It's a glide, trick, slide, jump. What's the skate jump? A scump. That's the official term for a skate jump.
First fact for this episode.
Yes. Oh, we haven't got round to the facts yet.
Yeah. So add that to your book. A scump is the jump that you do on your skateboard when you're going over a tank of sharks.
Yeah, only when you're going over a tank of sharks. Don't make the mistake of calling in a normal skate park when you do a not scump.
Yeah. If you see a guy jumping over a cage full of bears or hungry lions, that is not a scump. That is a bump or a lump.
And if you see someone leaping over a barrel full of giraffes, again, it's not a scump.
That would be very impressive. That would be very high up.
It would be very high up. I mean, that's a YouTube video that gets you 20,000.
But unfortunately, you have no giraffes to hand that day.
That is correct. I left my giraffes in my other jacket.
Exactly. All you have is boring old sharks.
Yeah, you leave in the morning, you look out and you see the weather, and you can't always tell if it's a day where you're going to need your giraffes. I think I'm going to try the Skump. I'm going to take a leap of faith. I'm going to believe in myself and believe I can fly. Specifically, I'll be singing "Believe I Can Fly" while going over, which means if I fall into the tank of sharks, would be quite tragic, because I'd then be screaming in horrible pain, "I believe I can fly."
What are you going to do?
Yeah, well, I'm going to jump into over a tank of sharks.
You're going to jump over a tank of sharks. Even though there's the possibility you could die, you would rather that than the pain and torture of cutting off your own hand. Even if it means that you won't get your bionic hand that tells you the time in Sweden, you're willing to sacrifice that.
That is the biggest drawback of that situation. The biggest drawback of falling into a tank of sharks and getting eaten alive is not getting a bionic hand that tells the time in Sweden. It's really the only drawback, to be honest. Everything else about it sounds quite nice. I've always wanted to swim with sharks.
Yeah, that's on the top 10 list of things to do before you die, isn't it? Number 1 is swim with sharks.
I mean, you probably should leave that until the last on your list of top 10 things to do before you die.
Well, it's top 10 things to do just before you die. Like, right before you die.
Yeah, you should really do the other 9 things before you swim with sharks.
Yeah, do your bungee jumping and see Mount Everest and whatever else is on there.
And you'll have to have a waterproof list that you can quickly tick off as you get eaten alive.
Yeah, because it doesn't count. Another fact for people at home, a top 10 list of things to do before you die, if you don't actually tick the thing off, then you haven't technically done it. So people will look down on you at your funeral.
Yeah, your grandmother will be roasting you at your funeral.
That stupid son of a bitch! He didn't even tick off number 10. I don't know why your grandma's from America.
Some kind of Kentucky farmer's wife.
I don't know. Unfortunately, Nathan, you do this jump and you slip on your skateboard. You're doing your skunk.
Whoa! I wasn't aware that you could tell me what happens in this scenario.
I can tell you, yeah, I have to finish off the story.
What did I slip on?
So you go to do your skunk over this tank of sharks, and everything's going really well, and you turn and you give a wink to the camera, like one of the kids is filming it on his phone, ready for YouTube Live. And you do this wink, you do a thumbs up.
I do a dab to be down with the kids.
Exactly. But unfortunately, someone put a banana peel on your skateboard, Nathan.
On the skateboard?
On the skateboard. You slip on it, fall backwards, crack your head on the tank, and fall in.
Oh my God!
Yeah, the sharks, hungry as they are, devour you. But luckily, Roxanne dives in after you, fireman lifts you out, and jumps you out, and puts you on the ground to safety. The doctors, they come and bandage you up, and you're looking pretty bad. I mean, you've only got half of your body left. You're like split down the middle, basically. You're like Two-Face, but
oh wow, split down the middle. So they've eaten half my face.
Yeah, half of your brain's gone. One arm's gone. So you were probably better off just getting rid of the hand, but you didn't know that at the time.
Yeah, I mean, hindsight's 50-50, and so apparently am I.
Yeah, but luckily that was such an awesome video that you far surpassed your 5,000. You get 6,000.
Oh my God, that is so much more.
So it was totally worth it. You think, my Nigerian prince needs the money. So you send him the full 6,000, hoping that, this will encourage him to...
I leave the hospital, but I discharge myself from the hospital because I know my friend needs the money.
Yeah, you're hopping down the street on your one leg. Like, tubes still sticking out of you, but you need to get back home to wire this money to your prince.
I mean, I'm actually more sorry for the bystanders on the street seeing a half man hop down the street. I'm bandaged up at this point, right? They're not seeing my insides fall out.
It depends. Did you let them bandage you before you discharged yourself?
I did, but the bandages scarf coming off as I'm hopping down the street.
So they just think it's like a mummy reborn hopping down the street. This is terrifying to everyone watching. Like a little girl standing there with a lollipop and she just drops it to the ground in shock and has to have therapy for the next 10 years. But that's fine.
Then I see another kid with a pogo stick, and I steal his pogo stick to get home quick. So I'm really hopping home.
There you go. So you get home and you send your money and your credit card and your passport, obviously. So you sent all that stuff off. And you haven't actually heard back from him since, but I'm sure he's getting the money ready to send to you soon.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I have total faith. So, yeah, that's basically where you are now. We should have mentioned at the beginning that you're just half a person sitting there now.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a challenge.
I talked about my glasses for the first 20 minutes, but we really should have focused on.
No, to be fair, wearing glasses is a big change. It's a commitment.
It's a big deal. It is. I might have to change the profile picture on our page. So yeah, it is more important, I suppose.
Yeah, you are now a distinguished-looking man wearing glasses, making yourself look smart, sophisticated, and I am a disgusting abomination to the Lord.
Yeah, so no change there then.
So, while I was being eaten half alive, Kyle, you had quite an eventful week as well.
Yeah, I've already told people about my glasses, though.
Yes, that's true. But also, not as important as your glasses, but up there, you have had something miraculous happen to you, Kyle. You were having a lovely, relaxing time on your vineyard, sitting under a tree, the beautiful green grass, the sun shining, the birds were singing.
Popping grapes into my mouth.
I mean, you were furious, actually, because you do hate trees. So you were sitting there swearing at the tree.
Oh, so I was crushing the grapes under my feet.
You are nothing to me, grapes. Crushing them in your hand.
And then drinking its juices as it runs down my arm.
You are swatting ladybirds. So, you're having a lovely, relaxing, therapeutic time. You needed it after the week you had. I mean, I know I had a bit of a week, but you, Carl, you had to start wearing glasses.
Exactly. It has been traumatic for me. Actually, I didn't want to bring it up, but wearing glasses, it's quite a big deal. And I think we should probably talk about it for the rest of the episode, if you don't mind.
You are my hero, Kyle. You are the wind beneath my wings.
I mean, I do look down upon you now because you don't wear glasses, and I do.
And I can't stand up, so I'm constantly on the floor. So you're looking down at me anyway.
You are half the man I used to know.
But you, Kyle, you were sitting in this lovely, relaxing environment under the tree, reading your favourite book, Omnipotence for Dummies, when suddenly an apple fell on your head, followed by a coconut, a pomegranate, and a baby elephant.
What was the bloody baby elephant doing up in my tree?
Clearly, the baby elephant was knocking over an apple, a pomegranate. I mean, ask dumb questions, Kyle.
All these pests running around my vineyard. I pay a guy every week to shoot the pests in my vineyard, but somehow these bloody things get in there, up in my tree.
Well, it's like, you see these wild elephants running around, rooting through your bins, climbing up trees. I mean, it's a real pest here in the UK, I got to tell you. The number of times I've seen an elephant root through my bins.
Some people might not know this, people like who live in America or other countries. One of our native pests is the lesser spotted elephant.
Yes.
And they do terrorise the streets, living up in our trees, throwing apples at us, the occasional peanut.
Well, they wouldn't throw peanuts. They like peanuts. They hoard the peanuts.
They hoard them, yeah, up in the tree. They're like squirrels, really, but a bit bigger, for people who don't know what an elephant is. But yeah, fact number 3, I think, for this episode is that elephants are native pests to the UK.
Yes, they're like squirrels. It's there's the red elephant, the grey elephant,
the pink elephant,
the flying elephant. But this was quite painful for you, Kyle. You were hospitalised.
I've been in the hospital a lot the last few episodes. Actually, I'm very careless.
You have, and you happen to be in the same hospital as me. Actually, at the same time, I was cut in half. But because you're wearing glasses, they knew you were an important figure, so they devoted all their time and resources to you. And they left an intern looking after me. So you, Kyle, you were in a coma for 6 weeks, having been knocked out while reading this book.
So six weeks, yet somehow we've managed to do this podcast every 2 weeks. From my coma, I'm guessing. They just propped me up in the bed.
Oh yeah. I'm communicating with you through your mind. That's the casual. I stuck headphones into. I stuck the the other side of headphones, the jack that you put into a phone. I stuck that into your ear, and I'm just shouting into the earphone.
So it's all been a ruse. I've thought I was awake the last 6 weeks, but really everything we were doing was all in my head. It was all one lucid dream that was sort of real.
So 6 weeks have passed, and you wake up. And you have gone through a miraculous change. Suddenly, you've discovered that your perceptions of the world have been changed forever in one of two possible ways. You have either obtained all the knowledge in the universe, infinite wisdom, and with this wisdom comes a tremendous burden. Everywhere you go, people will ask you advice about philosophy, physics, their dating lives. You have to move to a hut and a mountaintop, where at least once a day someone hikes up to see you and asks you about the burning questions that only you can answer. The questions that have plagued mankind for all time and no one but you can answer. Things like, do cows have teeth? And where do rainbows go?
Where do rainbows come from? Why are there so many songs about rainbows?
Exactly. Yes, so many songs, but so little answers. Now you can answer those, probably in the form of a rap.
Or a riddle.
But that is one possibility. That is one thing that has come from your infinite wisdom, the knowledge you came from reading Omnipotence for Dummies while you got hit in the head. You've either become the wisest, most intelligent person in the world who knows the answers to everything in the universe, or you are now able to read and understand everyone you meet in your life. You're able to connect and befriend everyone. Never again have an awkward conversation in a lift or struggle to know what to say at a panda's funeral. You'll always know the right thing to say, always know what to say to cheer someone up. Like, for example, when someone's entire body has been eaten and all they've got left is half of their human body and their life is a horrible, despicable struggle. You know exactly what to say to make them laugh and smile again.
You're all right, mate. How you doing? You're looking well. Obviously, I don't have that power yet, but or maybe I do. We will see.
I've confused myself about the space-time continuum and where and when we currently are. You're currently in a coma. I'm telling you what's going to happen in 6 weeks. So, you in essence have become the most popular man in the world. You're invited to the best parties, you hang out with all the cool dudes. You no longer feel socially awkward about anything, including wearing that sequin diamond suit I made you for your birthday.
I mean, I never felt self-conscious wearing that anyway. I wear it whenever we do our podcasts, and I think it brings us closer together as people.
And the pirate hat with a feather in it really brings out your eyes.
It works together. It's a good ensemble.
So those are the two possible options you have, Carl. You're either gifted with all the knowledge and wisdom in the universe, or a connection to every other human being, where you instantly can connect emotionally and other thingsily.
So knowing everything in the entire universe, I know the meaning of life. I know why everything has been created. I know why we're here. I know...
You know how many sweets are in that jar?
Yeah, exactly. I'd be great at fates. But would I be happy? Knowing everything would put a massive burden upon me.
It would. And you would become... Because everyone knows you. Within a week, you have revolutionized science and philosophy. You've brought peace to the world. You've explained everything. You've given people answers about religion. Which one is correct? You tell us which one is correct and which one isn't. No spoilers, Kyle.
I won't say on air because
Everyone knows this, and everyone comes to you for advice every single day. Well, not not even every single day. Basically, when you can't walk down the street without mobs flocking to you.
So yeah, everyone's going to know who I am. They're not necessarily going to like me at all because I'm giving them the straight truths. I'm like, this religion or this non-religion, whatever, this science is right and everything else is wrong.
You've suddenly become the smartest, wisest man in the world. But you still have your personality, Carl, so no one's going to like you.
No one's going to like me. Everyone's going to hate me.
Including your parents.
Even though I'm wearing glasses now, which makes me 1,000 times more awesome, people still aren't going to warm to me.
1,000 times more presentable, but 1,000 times more presentable than 0% presentable.
Okay, so I know everything in the universe. People are going to hate me because I know so much and I know too much.
And they'll be constantly coming to you every day. You have to isolate yourself on a mountaintop.
Yeah, exactly. I'll have to be the wise old man of the mountain. And I don't really want that sort of responsibility anyway, I'm thinking now. Like, yes, it would be good to know things, but is it good to know everything? Or does that sort of ruin the worldview? Like, if you know that, I don't know, say, if you know for definite there is no point to anything.
I mean, yeah, you are so smart. You can work out by mathematical formula what's going to happen for the next 100 years, for 1,000 years even. You know what date and time the universe will cease to exist, when the sun will explode, when your glasses will break and you have no more reason to live anymore.
The good thing is I can help technology advance 1,000-fold. I can invent things that haven't even been conceived of yet. Like, the virtual reality where you plug it into your brain.
You, Kyle, would know how to make bionic implants that can tell the time in Sweden. You would know the time in Sweden.
I wouldn't even have to think about it. You come to me, you've done a 10-day trek. I mean, and it's really hard for you to get there hopping on your one foot. And you bow down before me and you say, "Oh, noble knowledger of everything."
Yeah, that's true. You'd have to rename yourself like Grand Chancellor of Knowledge or something.
Yeah, I'd wear a cool little hat with little bells on it. And you would say, "What is the time in Sweden?" 4:15. Wouldn't even think about it. Straight away, I would tell you, and I would know these things.
I mean, I knew there was a reason why I was your friend. It all finally makes sense.
It's all adding up now. You don't need the bionic hand.
Up until this point, having you as a friend had no gains. The human interactions and friendship and laughing had no meaning or rewards until this moment.
Exactly.
But I should point out, in the other scenario where you are the happiest man in the world, everyone loves you, everyone likes you, but you have become the dumbest person in the world.
So I've lost intelligence. So did my glasses break? Is that it?
Yes, your glasses are broken, and you're too dumb to know how to fix them or buy new glasses.
I'm too dumb now to know how to. Yeah. So yeah, let's go to the other scenario. So I have I'm kind of dumb. Well, I'm very dumb, I guess. But with dumbness comes obliviousness. So I don't know that I'm dumb.
Exactly. But you have emotional intelligence. You understand people.
I understand people, and I can make friends with absolutely anyone. Yeah, that would be great. I mean,
including all the animals, that elephant that tried to kill you before. You've now formed a deep friendship with.
I would be the male Snow White. I would be walking through the forest, birds would be twittering after me, like carrying my robes.
Which I know you've always dreamed of being the male Snow White, Kyle, ever since you were a little boy.
That has been my dream. Like the first day we met, I think I came up to you and I said, like before you called me the beautiful moon, I came up to you and I said, the one thing I want in my life, random sir that I've just met at college, is to be the male Snow White. And you said, one day, my friend, one day.
I think we've painted a picture to the audience of our friendship and how relatable and normal it is, how when we met each other, I called you a beautiful moon and you told me you wanted to be a male Snow White. And then we told each other our names. This is before we introduced ourselves. I want to be a male Snow White. I think you are a beautiful moon. Let's be friends.
I don't find it really hard, but if it's someone that I'm not completely friendly with or that I'm not good friends with or haven't built a friendship with, if I'm just trying to have idle conversation, it is very awkward.
Yeah, I mean, well, this is Britain. We are a country of social awkwardness and inability to relate to humanity on any level.
Yeah, and we overthink things, and we say, like, oh, I shouldn't say this thing or use these sorts of words because I'm talking to this sort of person and they might get offended.
You forget to say sorry or pardon me when you bump into someone, and it haunts you for the next 10 years of your life.
Yeah, that you think, oh my God, did they think I was rude? Did they think I was being sinister towards them? What am I going to do?
And the worst thing is, because this is Britain, they did think you were being rude, and they did think you were being sinister, and they have a picture of you in their house that they're throwing darts at, plotting their vengeance.
Yeah, they don't care that it's like making holes in the drywall.
No, which ironically is ruining their neighbour's house, which means their neighbour's going to plot vengeance. You, Kyle, in this scenario, have caused a wide spread of hatred.
But if I do go for this amazing, like, I would be thick as shit, fair enough. I'll live with that.
But you could unite all of humanity in your friendship, because everyone wants to be your friend. That means they'd have to be friends with each other. You could walk into war-torn neighborhoods and make them be friends with each other, because then they get to hang out with you.
I could influence politicians and their dumb decisions. Like, my decisions wouldn't be much smarter, I don't think, because I'm very dumb now.
You could unite the whole world, Kyle. You could unite the whole world in one giant conga line. I would need a little bit of help to join the conga line, obviously.
I would unite people in, like, the hippie way, because I'm so dumb I don't really think things through. I'm just like, we should all hug and be friends. But because everyone's listening to me...
Yeah, you're now dumb enough to believe in peace and brotherhood and love.
Yeah, but because everyone else sees me and thinks, yes, this is the guy I want to believe in, be best friends with... I would become, like, through no choice of my own, people would be like, yes, let's vote for this guy, let's bring him as world leader. Everyone would do that, and I could turn this world into the peace and love hippie community, and that would be amazing. Peace and love.
I've just realised in either scenario, you have become a messiah to the world.
I have, and I knew it would happen eventually, especially after getting these glasses.
I mean, it's only logical progression. First get glasses, then world peace. That was on your bucket list of things to do before you die.
Yeah, and I will make sure that I cross off both of them so that they're definitely.
Definitely, yeah. If you create world peace but forget to write it down, have you even solved all the world's problems?
Although I'm very dumb in this scenario, so maybe I will forget.
That is true. You might forget, in which case it wouldn't last. Because you haven't written down world peace, the second you die, everyone would start hating each other again.
That's the thing. If I get, like, I think I'm definitely leaning towards the make everyone like me, but I'm dumb. Like,
knowing everything could be a burden.
It would be a burden.
Because you know everything in the universe, including what everyone thinks of you, and everyone thinks you're a dick.
Exactly.
So you're aware of this. You're not telepathic. You just know. You just know things. You know what everyone thinks about you. You know what ex-girlfriends used to think about you. You know what the women on TV shows you're attracted to would think of you if they knew you.
Exactly. And none of them would like me, would they? Not a single one in the bunch.
Not a single one. You'd know what your exes would think about you. You know what Beverly, the bee woman, thinks of you after you left her.
We stayed together for a few weeks. I'm sure we stayed together for at least 2 weeks.
You made it work as long as you could.
Yeah, until the next podcast when we had to reset.
We live eventful lives, don't we, Carl? Some might say unfeasibly eventful.
Well, I hope that the people listening at home understand our blight and the things we go through to create good content for you.
Yeah, I hope they understand the sacrifices we made, the struggles, the pain we've been through. For example, having half your body ripped off by sharks or having to wear glasses.
Exactly. 2 very comparable things.
Yes. One is worse than the other, I will admit. It is worse to wear glasses.
Worse? We're a proud race, Nathan.
Your 4 eyes.
Don't you dare come down on glasses, people.
That racial slur.
That is, my people are going to rise up against you. Having worn glasses for 2 weeks now, I can tell you that we are a proud race and we are not going to stand for bullies like you.
With ancient noble traditions.
Exactly. We're not going to stand for bullies like you trying to push us around.
I mean, Carl, I'm basically a cripple.
Doesn't matter. We're going to come for you. Come for you in the night. And
Oh, yeah.
tear the other half of your body away.
I mean, and also now that you're most popular man in the world, everyone will follow you, even the non-glasses wearing people.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's definitely the way I'm definitely going to go, I think, because I think with knowing everything, I'm just going to be I'm going to know too much, and it's going to be too much of a burden. Even though I don't think if I knew beforehand, I think it would be a shame that I would lose some intelligence and I wouldn't be as smart as I clearly am now.
But the thing is, not being smart, not having knowledge, isn't something you're consciously aware of.
Exactly. So I would be happy.
Whereas when you have infinite wisdom, you're very much aware that you know everything.
Which I think would be nice for maybe a day. But the other scenario would be good for the rest of my life, and I would live dumb.
It would be nice for one day where you could answer those questions that you've always wanted to know.
Yeah, definitely.
Where do giraffes come from? How many roads must a man walk down before he can call himself a man? Those kind of questions. And who let the dogs out? Finally, we know. I
listened to that 4.5-minute song and I never found out who let the dogs out.
No, you learn nothing in that song.
It's as if it's a song that's pointless, but that's impossible. So there must be a reason behind it. And for the next episode, we'll find out for you, and we'll.
And you'd know if Shaggy really did it, if it was him.
It wasn't him. He tells you that in the song.
But wasn't it?
Do you not believe Shaggy?
You're a trusting man, Kyle.
I'm a trusting man. I believe Shaggy didn't do it.
I think he was the one that let the dogs out.
Shaggy let the dogs out. Scooby-Doo. Very good. I'm going to be a dumb guy who makes friends really easily, and everyone loves me. And I will live out the rest of my life being a dumb, lovable idiot.
And will you still wear glasses? You'll now be wearing those glasses that have the frames missing.
Yeah, and they'll have like the bandage in the middle holding the two bits together.
You have decided, Kyle, to lose all your knowledge but gain all the popularity in the world. Foregoing infinite knowledge but an isolated life. I think that is ironically, that's a wise decision. But it will be the last wise decision you ever make of your life.
Yes, I am now dumb, and you are half a man.
You will be forever opening jars upside down, dropping all the contents onto the floor, and putting on your clothes inside out.
I mean, I do that anyway, so you can get a second use out of them.
I mean, I'm so dumb I can't even think of dumb things that you might do. To be fair, I am missing half a brain.
So yeah, you're half a man. I'm thick as shit. We're both pretty dumb now, I think.
I mean, I don't know why we didn't use that as a tagline for the podcast.
So yeah, we've both picked the correct answers. If you ever need to make £5,000, jump a tank full of sharks and lose half your body.
If you hear from my Nigerian friend, tell him I'm waiting to hear back. I need to know he's okay. I must know if his corrupt, greedy son has stolen my money.
What if his son's murdered him already? God, that would be a shame.
I know.
And obviously, if you go into a coma because an elephant fell on your head, and if you get the choice to either know everything or have everyone be your best friend, be the dumbass. Let everyone be your best friend. You'll be happier for it.
I mean, I chose to be a dumbass years ago, but somehow no one likes me.
Those are the correct answers, 100% correct. And if anyone at home disagrees with anything we've said today, then they can let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed the episode, then please follow and subscribe to the podcast on Patreon. You can find us at patreon.com/ifyouhadto, though. And you can find all the newest episodes and more stuff being posted all the time. And it will help us out a lot if you do. And you can follow me on Twitter at Kyle M. Bennett. That's Kyle_M_Bennett with 2 N's and 2 T's.
And you can follow me at N Wozniak Art, which is NWOZNIAK, and then art. And if you don't know how to spell art, well, you must be the most popular man in the world.
Thick as shit, but thousands of friends. That's the takeaway from this, I think.
That's the dream. Other than having a bionic cans that can tell you the time in Sweden. Those are the two dreams that every man aspires for.
Yeah, if you pick the second option and you're dumb, you won't know what time it is in Sweden or what time it is in general.
It is a tragedy, it really is. But you won't know that you don't know the time in Sweden because you're so dumb. Because you're so dumb, you don't know the things that you don't know.
So, Nathan, whilst you recover from your injuries...
Yeah, it should only take 2 weeks to recover from being cut in half.
I guarantee you, 100% guarantee you, that in 2 weeks' time, when we come back to do the podcast, you'll be absolutely fine. You'll be back to normal, I reckon.
Yeah. I mean, I'm drinking plenty of milk to make my bones grow strong. I've gotten some spinach. That should help. I mean, I'm actually just speaking garbled nonsense at the moment. Carl's having to use special voice software to ease it out. In fact, actually, I'm not even saying all the things I'm saying right now. I'm just screaming at Carl, "Oh my God, I'm in so much pain. Help me. Please, God, help me."
But I'm a professional, you see, so I just carry on with the podcast.
Yeah. Carl thought my existential pain would ruin the entertainment for the listeners, so he made an executive choice for the good.
And I mean, it's not like you've just gotten a new pair of glasses or anything. So
you're right. I don't know the burden.
You really should stop complaining because my people aren't going to be happy.
Yeah. No, I mean, unfortunately, I haven't been able to find a community because being eaten half by sharks. There's only 5 of us in the world, and the other 4 died last week.
Yeah, and it's not like it's a massive deal or anything like getting a pair of new glasses.
No, I can hop to the shops and hop to work. It's absolutely fine. I got that pogo stick. That's really helped me out. I mean, I've just realised I now also only have 1 ball.
And 1 eye.
I mean, yeah, but I was more concerned about the other thing, to be honest. And half a member.
Yeah, that got split straight down the middle.
Straight down the middle.
Unless it was leaning to one side. If it was leaning to one side, then you've either lost it or you've got it still completely.
But unfortunately, it wasn't leaning. It was perfectly straight.
Perfectly straight. So it's straight down the middle.
I mean, well, I like to wear incredibly tight, ridiculously tight underwear, which, for the first time in my life, backfired.
Yeah. Never would have thought.
No.
So this has been If You Had To, though. I've been Kyle.
And I have been half a man.